Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends, the Gamerverse Juggernaut. Now, I have been waiting for this figure for quite some time. I've been waiting for a Juggernaut. This one came out. He is a big beast. I love these big, bulky figures. You can have him pretty much fighting anything, and again, I got Maximum Hulk over there. I got whatever this guy is, Dragon Man. He gets snake armor. I got regular Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, stuff like that. Anyway, these are so much fun because I can put them up against the Dragonfly, I can put them up against the Rattler, Stinger, Hiss, whatever. You kind of get the idea. I am so excited for this, but also I've been waiting so I can drop on Instagram and I can use the Crown of Thorns song, the Juggernaut, to do my pictures and drop that. Anyway, we're gonna take a look at this guy. He is heavy. He is awesome. I'm really excited to get him. I just got the G.I. Joe classified Hawk and MMS and Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer. I was actually more excited to get this thing open. Yet I've waited and I did those reviews first. So anyway, there we go. You can take a look at him, see him in his wonderful box. Here we have the Gamerverse artwork on the side here. Here is some more 8-bit action. I think they're actually 16 at the time, maybe more. And then here we go, him knocking down the Silver Samurai, telling you win. You can see how he is. But anyway, I want to get into this. Not to mention, my arms are getting a little, they're getting some pump in them due to holding this guy, because he really is that big. But anyway, let's get into this. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like when I drop a Marvel Legends review, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Marvel Legends video. Alright, Juggernaut is out of his plastic prison, and we're going to take a look at him and everything that he does come with and his articulation. I don't think it's going to be a lot, but I think there is enough. So anyway, he does come with his effect, and from what I understand, this goes on his hands. It almost looks like he's wearing headsets here. They can go over his head, but it doesn't. But you can just see the design on it. Nice, translucent. It is a hard plastic. All right, nothing's pokey on it, but there's some nice design in it. There's no doubt about that. And I'll be interested to see how it pops on when he's doing a punch and stuff like that. Then he has two different hands. So we have one grabbing hand, so he can kind of be throwing a figure around, grab him by the arm, leg, who knows what. And then we kind of have the smacking hand. So looking at the big smacking hand, you get these really nice looking veins just kind of popping through them. And again, they are going to articulate back and forth. A little bit of paint, so you can see, look at that. They did a pretty good job. I mean, you can see that is how our nails actually look. He's got some pretty fat fingers, just a fat hand to begin with. But the striations and everything, and then you have his strap going right around his knuckles. And on this one here, you can see the grabbing motion. Again, the veins going right through it. It looks more like a leather strap, or maybe it's supposed to be a metal. But either way, we'll be able to do some good shots with it, some fun things, especially with some of the, I'd say smaller figures, but there's not a lot of figures bigger than this guy. So here is our Juggernaut, and looking right at him, you can see the very menacing head. Usually I'm not a fan of the gritting, but this is perfect for him, right? Now it is kind of comical because it's a helmet here, and he's actually making a face, and you can tell that the mask is also making it, rather than it just be a regular dome. But either way, there you have the teeth. You can see the lips. They have some nice paint. The eyes do look like they're painted straight, and he looks very angry. Looking at the whole dome here, you get these rivets that are riveted on there, so you can't just rip them off. This is what actually protects Xavier from getting in his head and messing with him, or what he thinks is messing with him, calming him down. He does have some nice striations in his chest. Again, this guy's a big, bulky, angry feller. He's going to fight you. He's going to beat you up. He's a rage monster. He still has some, what I would assume, some nice abs, but it does look like it's supposed to be some sort of like sweater-like material. At least that's what at least what it looks like to me. And it has a nice shiny coat to it. Up on his arms, you can see the shoulders, the veins just pulsing all the way through. And then you got the nice strap going around his bicep. Like, I'd say the Ultimate Warrior, more like the British Bulldog. He's more of a British Bulldog size. And then same thing right here, a little bit of a wrist guard here, veins going through, and then you have your knuckle dusters, or whatever they are right there. And again, looking at the hands, same thing on the fingernails right there. We get the exact same look over on this side, so it's not that much different. We get to the legs, and this guy does not skip leg day, so you can be happy about that. You can see all the different wrinkles, which I think is a wonderful look on everything. He even has a nice butt crack right there. I can't believe I showed that, but I did. But his quads are absolutely amazing. Amazing separation. This guy should really be on the stage of Mr. Olympia. And then we get down to his boots, and you do have, yeah, look at that. If you can't stand this guy, give all your figures away, because you don't deserve to have action figures. He's made in China, but I do like the fact that there is a boot tread on it. So if you want him walking through the dirt, the mud, you can actually see him doing it. As for his articulation, so his head can turn side to side, and it technically can go up and down, but it also comes off pretty easily. There's not too much that you can do about it. I don't know if it fits a Captain America head. There's too much space around the shoulders, and definitely does not look right. So that's the most articulation that you can get with his head right there. All right, and this is pliable, so it will move a little bit, but it would have been nice if the whole helmet came off and you could see his head. You could drop this on Colossus, you know. So pop that back on. Arms here. That's his T-pose. Not that great, but again, I don't know if this guy's really going to ever need that. He's got the bicep swivel right, well, actually this is a shoulder swivel, and then you get the bicep swivel right there. His arms are going to bend about that far, so you're not going to get a huge bend on him, just like Maximum Hulk back there, and this guy's even bigger and beefier than him. You do have some butterfly joints, so you can get a little crossover like that. I don't think that looks too bad. I'm not expecting this guy to be able to hold a sword or a gun, but you can cross it over, and again, if you twist it in enough, you can make him touch. So I'm sure we can do a lot of stuff like that. There we have the diaphragm cut, so he can kind of look back. His head's gonna come off. I gotta say, let me know if you guys are having an issue with his head too. So he can go back that far, and he can go down that far. You do this, he's definitely going to lean forward. Not far back. His arms don't go back as far as you would think that they would. He does twist. Well, he actually has his hand came off real easy. I don't know if he's supposed to have action motion, but he spins back. So you're able to turn him, but you're not going to get him to stay in too many shots. I thought he was going to turn right there at the waist, and I actually feel it scares me doing that. There's his Jean-Claude Van Damme. All right. No drop down hips. His thigh swivel is right up here, really integrated, so you can see even more striations there. They did a good job there. His knee bend is way less than 90 degrees, about 45 degrees. Here's your ankle rockers, and then he has toe articulation. And I gotta say, these toe articulations seem a little bit tighter than, let's say, Maximum Hulk, which is not the greatest. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Toe articulation, he needs stiffer toes so he doesn't fall over as easy. All right, so you can swap out the hands. You can see it's not that hard. On this here, these pop off, and then what you have here is two little divots that will pop on here. And I learned this all on my own. Krusty O'Crow did not tell me anything about it. So if he tells you that he told me before I even reviewed this, you can't believe that guy. He lives in Canada, all right? So anyway, as you can see, this is how you're going to do the effect. Do it however you want. It's actually going to work on both hands, so you can pop either one off. So just be careful that you don't lose this when you're using the effect. These ones here don't come off as they're completely wrapped around, but that's the difference, all right? So, as for the posing here, can we get him on 1 foot? You'd think with a guy this big and bulky, you probably could. Look at that. No problem on 1 foot. You can pull it back like he's running at someone, and his head is going to pop off. Way easier than I want it to. So, you can give him in a pose where he's going to be throwing a punch. Again, it's not the greatest, but a lot of bulk, a lot of mass. I don't think I'm going to need another Juggernaut after this. I think this will be my one done Juggernaut, but it wouldn't be the first time I said that about an action figure, and I started buying more and more. All right, so here we go. Here is the size comparison, and the first person that we'll grab is, this is the Gamerverse Wolverine, and you can see he's obviously much taller than him. But the one thing about the Gamerverse Wolverine is he is taller than, let's say, X-Men 97. So if you really want to do a massive change here, make him look bigger, take your X-Men 97 and you can see the different size and exactly how much bigger he is. All right, here is a G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. All right, comes up, up to his midsection here. Again, about where I would think you'd expect the Juggernaut to stand. We have our Gamerverse Captain America, who is a little bit taller, it looks like, than Snake Eyes. We got a Mezco figure right here. You throw this guy right here so you can see his height. We're going to grab our Maximum Hulk. And I don't know if the Juggernaut is bigger than the Hulk in the comic, but I have no problem with it. Now, at times, Juggernaut is created bigger. We know the Hulk also gets created bigger at times, but here's, you can kind of see the difference in the size right there. These two are going to be battling. This is, there's your Dragon Man. You can see exactly how tall Dragon Man is. He is a large figure. I believe he's close to the 10-inch mark. So this guy is standing somewhere around, I think, about 9 inches. Again, very big, very bulky. But the other one that I know that we're going to see a lot of pictures, and that is your G.I. Joe Snake Armor. And look at this. It's not even in the picture. So the Snake Armor is that much bigger, but let's be honest, I think we all can agree the Juggernaut is going to be way more powerful and stronger than just one Snake Armor. So let's say if you have, like, I don't know, like 2 more coming, so you have 3 all together, you can do, not saying I have 2 more coming or anything, but you'd never know. Anyway, that's your Marvel Legends Juggernaut review. Again, there's only so much you can do. And putting this stuff together, in all honesty, I've talked about this before, a lot of times it's a lot easier to do. You have a lot easier process of doing this when you're not trying to stand behind the camera, look at the camera, and make sure everything gets put in. So, all right, let's wrap it up. All right, so there you go. That is your Marvel Legends Gamerverse Juggernaut. I needed a Juggernaut. I would have loved one at $30. He's not $30. I believe he was $65. He is a big, thick, heavy figure too, so there's a lot of plastic in this. Articulation is very minimal, but I think it's enough to get stuff done, get pictures done. Same with Maximum Hulk. Now, I know a lot of people may say, you know what, that's not worth it, and I can't argue with what you think it's worth it. Worth to me is, do I have fun with them? Do I get good pictures out of them? Have I had fun going around and playing with them? That Maximum Hulk that no one wanted, that said that it was a ripoff, should have been 60 bucks. I don't know. Have I got $60 worth of fun out of them? More than 60 bucks. So hopefully I'm gonna get the same out of this guy. But either way, that's a nice review. I hope you can see everything. There's not too much to them. It's not like the G.I. Joes that I do, where there's part after part after part and accessory, and I'm showing you different details, or even like Maximum Spider-Man. Not a lot to this guy, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have fun with him, punching the Hulk. Hulk maybe punching him. We got our snake armor, which I'm definitely looking forward to. I got some mythic legions, dragons, and stuff like that. Wolverine ripping off. Oh, come on, there's so much stuff that we're going to be able to do, or at least that I'm going to be able to try and do. I'm not the greatest photographer, but I like to have fun. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. You've stayed this long. I appreciate it. So I'm going to ask you, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Marvel Legends review, even if I'm in my old review space. But I'm going to get out of here. You might be going, I've never seen you before. And I'm wondering, have you done more Marvel Legends? Well, you're in luck. I have. And right up here will be a review of one. And down here will be a playlist of all the Marvel Legends that I reviewed. Take care.